Hello and welcome back to another video. The final video on my channel for 2023, that is. First of all, thank you to those who have subscribed and have been here since the start of the year when I started this YouTube journey. I reached 500 subscribers, which is pretty crazy considering my upload schedule. But anyway, today's video is jam-packed with a few cool little things. I'll be sharing my top sale every single month of 2023, starting from January going all the way down to December, which is now. And then stick around to the end because I have a little game that I created that I'm going to introduce to you resellers. You can participate. I'll explain it all then, so you gotta wait until the end of the video. Anyway, let's get stuck into it.
Play the intro.
Alright, let's look at the top sales from every month. There's just a few things to consider here. Number one, every item that I'm about to show is actually thrifted, so from an op shop. I did sell higher priced items, but they were more from like wholesale and Facebook Marketplace deals. So I decided that I'm only going to show items that I found out in the wild in an op shop. That just, I guess it just shows that anyone could have found these items. The second thing to consider is that the price you're about to see of the item that I sold is actually the revenue price. It's not like the pure profit that I take back into my own pocket. And also it's a price plus the postage combined. That's just how it popped up on eBay. And there's also 2 or 3 items in the list that I'm about to share, which I sold not on eBay, okay? So the majority of items are all from eBay, except a couple there. So basically, I won't get into too much detail. I'll try to keep it as simple as possible, but if you have any questions, leave it down in the comments below. I reply to all comments no matter what. So yes, let's get started. First item, starting at the start of the year, January. Now, this actually took a while. I had to go back on eBay and look at everything I've sold from the past year. Now on eBay, if an item is more than 90 days, you can't actually fully open the listing and see like the photos and everything. It has like a little preview. So a couple of the items, actually I didn't save on my phone. I delete the photos when I list it and sell the items. So I had to get a snapshot of that little preview photo. So it might look a bit blurry when I put it up on screen. So in January of this year, I sold a Mambo Loud shirt. I picked this one up for $7. And I found it with another one, which I actually ended up ripping. If you follow my Instagram, you will see how I did that. But anyway, I sold this shirt for $438.70 all in on eBay, that is. So obviously eBay took its fees and minus the postage and all that stuff as well. Going into February, looking at Feb of this year, I sold a 1989 Collingwood Magpies vintage. It was like a wool jumper or jersey, a long sleeve one, and I sold it for $360. I paid $10 at a Salvos for this one. Now March was a pretty good month. I think this was the highest sale I'm about to show you of the whole year in terms of profit, if I remember. And it was this 1994 Soundgarden t-shirt that I picked up for $4. I found it for $4 just sitting on a rack. And I sold it for $500. I made a video on this over here way back then, so go check that out. You can see me finding it live in the thrift. But I sold it for $500 on Instagram to another buyer. And this buyer, I won't say who it is, but he's well known in the vintage collecting and reselling world. And I think he actually sold it for about $700 or $800. So he made a bit of money and I obviously made a bit of money as well. Moving on to April over here, I sold something that is not clothing related. That was my highest, and that was this vintage ceramic tiger statue. This thing was huge. And I sold it on Facebook Marketplace. So I found it in the thrift for I think it was $25, $25, and I sold it for $420 cash. And I had a lot of interest on Facebook Marketplace. If I remember correctly, May was a pretty slow month, but I did get another clothing sale, and this time it was a rugby jersey. So this one was a New Zealand Warriors centenary jersey. So it was like a special edition one. and I got $179.70 all in for it. In June, we're back with the vintage AFL. So you can see that I sell quite a bit of sporting items, and you'll see there's a few more later coming as well. But in June, I sold an Essendon Bombers vintage jacket. It was like those big puffy bomber ones. And I sold it for $262 all in, which was pretty good. I was actually surprised I got that much for it. In July, we're back with another vintage sporting item. This time, it's a New York Jets vintage NFL snapback hat. I found this in a tub of other hats in a small local op shop for $2. And I actually didn't have it listed for about 3 or 4 weeks until I decided to finally get it up and research it, and I was surprised it was going for this much. It must have been like a special edition or something, I don't know, but I got $182 for it. I think originally I had it for about $250, but someone sent me an offer and I accepted that. August was another slow month, but I did manage to sell a bit of furniture this time, if you can call it that. So I found these 5 IKEA stools at a Savers for $10, and I sold it on eBay for $150. Obviously, I didn't post it or ship it. I had local pickup only, and some lady came. Actually, I went to drop it off because they lived about 3 or 4 kilometers from me. So I dropped it off for them, $150. That was my highest sale of August. September was a good month. My wife actually picked this item when we went op shopping together, and she found these Converse Lunar Lovegood high top shoes. From Harry Potter, of course, and they went for $235. I hate shoes, I barely look at shoes, but my wife obviously had a look and picked these up, and I think we were both surprised I went for that much. Crazy. Now this photo here isn't actually my photo. I couldn't find my one, so I found a similar one on Google. We kept it rolling in October. My wife again found this item, so I can't take credit for it, but it's this Adidas black jacket. If I saw it personally, I would not even have a proper look at it, to be honest. But she did, and I'm glad she did, because we sold this Y3 Yoji Yamamoto Adidas hoodie jacket for $230.10. That did go international. Now, November was my best month ever on eBay in my whole reselling career, which is only like 4 years. But November was awesome, and my biggest sale came from a plush toy. So it was this jumbo My Little Pony plush. Now, I struggled to find comps or any bit of info on this. I went on Terapeak mainly, and that's where I kind of got a gauge of what this thing was worth. But really, the information and the sale came from Facebook. So I joined a bunch of My Little Pony collector pages. It was really weird because there's some real like proper fans out there. But anyway, in the end, I connected with this buyer that lived about 30 minutes from me, and she offered me $350 cash, and she came and picked it up. And it was perfect timing because the next day I actually went to Thailand for a family holiday. So that little bit of extra cash was nice just before that. So $350 for this massive pony. Crazy. And here we are, December. I found this item in my last trip to a thrift video, so go back and watch that if you haven't already. But it's this Filson Deer Island green button-up shirt. Now, Filson is a brand to be on the lookout for anybody. I think it's actually really hard to find it in Australia from what I've heard. It's definitely more of a USA-based brand. There's some vintage Filson stuff that sells for crazy money. But this particular shirt, and he had a hole in it as well, sold for $315.98, and it went back to the US. So that was a great way to end 2023 for me. Now, before we get into the little fun game that I want to introduce, I have been getting a few messages from new resellers or people who are looking to get started into reselling or just doing this as a side hustle. And they've been asking, I guess, for advice. Now, I don't really give advice. I don't think I'm the best person for that because I'm not a full-time seller. I just do this on the side myself, but I have been doing it for a few years. And I was thinking, like, what would I tell myself when I started if I knew what I know right now? Does that make sense? Anyway, you know what I mean. The first thing I would tell myself if I was starting new is don't follow other resellers blindly. Yeah, go watch the YouTube videos, go follow the Instagram, listen to what they say and all that, but don't follow everything they do, their method. Just remember, you are not them. They do their own thing. You should be doing your own thing as well. You know, get tips, get advice, get ideas, take it with a grain of salt, and make sure you do research. I think that's the biggest one. Research and build that knowledge bank up on what works for you. The second thing I would tell myself if I was starting brand new in 2024 is that interact with other resellers, follow them on Instagram and on YouTube, ask questions, and just say hello if you see them out in the op shops. There's a lot of lone wolf resellers, which is totally okay. If that works for you, that's cool. But I know for myself, I've actually learned a lot from a lot of people in the community when I first started. Yeah, you know who you are, the OG resellers out there. So that's my second tip. The last thing is you're gonna make mistakes whether you like it or not. You're gonna have items that flop, possibly items that you lose money on, or you don't make as much as you thought you would have. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. Learn from it, obviously. Don't keep making the same mistakes. Learn from them and you will get better. All right, enough of that. Too much talking for my liking. Let's get into the fun stuff now. I created a reseller bingo card for 2024. So that's a fun game. And it's fun because if someone wins bingo, is that the right term, wins bingo? I think so. Anyway, I'll explain everything soon. But if someone wins it, I will personally give you a prize. So to participate, I created a Google form that you just fill in. It literally takes like 30 seconds. So let me take you through it. The link is in the description below and I'll put it somewhere in the video as well. What you have to do is you open up the Google form. You need to put in your first name. Oh, before you do that, I just wrote like a little blurb there. I'm not gonna read it out now. I'll let you do that. But pretty much there's a little blurb that explains what Reseller Bingo is and how it works. But you need to put your first name, just your first name so I know who's signing up, and your social media handle, so your Instagram or YouTube, just in case I don't know who you are from your first name. And then there are 5 rules to bingo. Now the rules are super important, okay? Just to keep a bit of order so it doesn't get rowdy. But just quickly, number 1 is that you can only find items from thrift stores and op shops. Number 2, no cheating. Now I'll go into more detail on the actual form, so have a read. Number 3, it just talks about the grand prize and the minor prize. So the grand prize is if you find all 25 items on the bingo card, which I will be very, very impressed if anyone does. The minor prize, which is like the main prize, is if you get 5 in a row. So you can get 5 in a row horizontally, you can get 5 in a row vertically, or even diagonally. And the fourth rule is you do not have to purchase any items. You don't have to actually buy an item to participate or to tick off a bingo item on the card. Just take a photo or video and send it to me so I can verify it or confirm that you did. And that's it. You don't actually have to buy it, but a lot of the items on the bingo card are actually good, profitable items. So if you want to buy it, go ahead. If it's priced reasonable, that is. And the last rule, the 5th rule is the first person to confirm they get 5 in a row is a winner. Now it's actually super easy to download the bingo card. It's actually just an image. So all you have to do is click on the next page and it comes up as 2024 Reseller Bingo link. Click to download here. Click on that link and it will automatically download. Now I suggested here just before to save the image on your phone. So I have an iPhone. What I will do is I will go save the image first of all, then I will favorite it so I know where it is all the time throughout the whole year. And every time I find an item, I'll just go on the edit function and get the pen or the texter thing out and just cross it or something. And then I'll save the image and I'll continue doing that throughout the year. And this bingo is a great way if you're looking to explore other items to resell as well. I know there's many niche sellers out there who don't look at a wide variety of items, and that's okay. That's why I said all you need to do is spot it in an op shop, see it, take a photo, send it to me. You don't have to buy it. All right, I hope I explained that well. If you do have any questions, feel free to DM me on Instagram or comment down below. I think everything's good to go. If there's any mistakes, let me know. I've been thinking about doing this for a while. I know a lot of other people do Reseller Bingo, but I haven't seen anyone do it like openly for everybody to participate. So yeah, there are prizes at the end. I don't know what it is just yet, but it will be something good. Anyway, that is the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already. I am planning to make more content in 2024. I have found myself in a position where I'm a bit more flexible next year, and I am planning to go hard with the thrifting. So I can't wait. I'm very excited, and I want you there for the journey. Anyway, take care. See you later. Happy New Year. I'll see you in 2024.